Hey guys, I'm Jules. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing first impressions of a new foundation I just bought, and it is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. This one I've seen a lot of recommendations for if you have combination or oily skin because it does have long wear. And it's oil-free. The hydrating makes me a little nervous because I am oily combination, so I don't want to look greasy throughout the day, but we're going to test it out. Okay, so first things first, I've tied my hair quickly out of my face, and I've wet my beauty blender, and I've obviously already done my eye makeup because we're just going to be focusing on the skin. So I'm going to take my foundation, and by the way, I'm in the color 1.1, and my skin's moisturized, but I haven't used any primer. When I'm testing a new foundation, I like to not use any primer, just so I get a true feel for the wear of the foundation. And then if it doesn't work out for me, I'll try it with different primers and kind of see what works best. And Beauty Blender is my go-to tool, so that's what we're going to use today. Just starting on the T-zone. And the color match looks okay so far. And as you can see, I have lots of blemishes that currently need covering, so this will be a good test to see how thick the coverage is. So far, it's looking like a medium coverage. So that's mostly blended in on the T-zone. I'm going to take a second pump to do the cheeks. So I really like this color. It might be a smidge too dark, but it does have that neutral undertone, so I'm enjoying the finish. But it is more of a medium coverage right now, so I'm going to do one more pump and try to build up the coverage. And of course the Beauty Blender does eat a lot of the product, so if you use a brush you probably won't need quite as much. So that's 3 pumps total all over the skin, and I really like that coverage. I think I could probably get away with one more pump if I really wanted to do a full coverage, if I was going to an event or going to be taking photos or something. But for every day, this looks okay. And if you don't want to use 3 whole pumps, that is a lot of foundation. Like I said, using a brush would kind of mean that you could get away with using less product. But it is definitely a medium to full buildable coverage. And as you can see, I have these 2 spots, especially that are pretty dark. And I just kind of dabbed on some extra foundation there, like so, to kind of make sure that those are covered up, because I really don't like going in with another cream concealer because I feel that it just looks cakey and means that my blemish doesn't breathe as well throughout the day and heal. So now moving on to concealer, I'm going to be using the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Concealer in the shade Porcelain. I'm liking this so far. This is another very new product to me. This is going to be only my second time using it, and I'm just going to take that under the eye and see how it comes out. So I'm going to start off with not so much and see what the coverage is like. So I did kind of the initial blending with my finger, and now I'm going to go back in with my Beauty Blender and kind of really perfect this. I really like the feel of this concealer, but it doesn't give as much coverage as some of my other ones. My dark circles are kind of still showing through, but it is very brightening, and the texture is very light and watery, as you can expect. It's called the Aqua Luminous Concealer, so it does really feel light under the eyes and hydrating. So if you have dry under eyes, this is probably a good option for you. Some of the heavier, more full coverage under eye concealers can really dry you out under there, so I really am liking the finish of this one. And now just to set that under eye concealer, I'm going to be taking my Mercier translucent powder on a beauty blender. So I'm just tapping a little bit onto the lid and taking that same corner of the beauty blender that I used to blend out my concealer and setting that with powder. And I'm not doing a full bake here, just kind of taking a minimal amount of powder and dabbing it in to set it. Nothing crazy for every day. And now that the under eye concealer is set, I'm going to move on to setting the rest of my face. Unfortunately, I don't have a powder that I'm super loving at the moment, but I am kind of enjoying this Pur Cosmetics 4-in-1 pressed mineral makeup powder. It has SPF 15, which I really enjoy. So I'm going to be taking that on my IT Cosmetics Big Kabuki brush and pressing that into the skin. So now let's finish off the rest of the face. I'm going to go in with my Becca Sunlit bronzer. This is my favorite one at the moment. I have the color Capri Coast. And I'm going to be taking that on a Real Techniques Duo Fiber face brush. This is my favorite brush to apply bronzer with. So I dab that into the bronzer, tap off any excess, and go from the hollows of the cheeks and above and kind of blend that in for a nice overall bronze of the face. And using this Duo Fiber brush just really ensures that you don't get too much product and look too orange all at once. We have our bronzer on. I'm going to move on to highlighter, and I'm going to be using the Becca Champagne Pop on a Eco Tools fan brush, I believe this is called. I'm just dabbing a little bit, again tapping off the excess and kind of hitting just the tops of the cheekbones. And I'm not going in too far because I am oily, I don't want to look too greasy. And then just a tiniest bit on the tip of my nose and Cupid's bow. And now to kind of blend the bronzer and highlighter together, I'm going to go in with my Clinique blush, which is the Cheek Pop in number 4 Plum Pop. This is my favorite Holy Grail blush. And just to finish off the face, I'm going to fill in my brows. And a couple more final first impression products for the video. I'm going to be taking the NYX Retractable Lip Liner in Nude, which has been impossible to track down. Everyone talks about it, and it's been sold out everywhere, but I lucked out and found it at my local Walgreens. So I'm going to be using this lip liner first. And I'm a huge fan of NYX lip liners. They're just regular ones that you have to sharpen. This is my first time trying any of their retractable ones. And it feels really nice, a lot more hydrating on the lips. The formula is a lot creamier, obviously, because it is the twist up kind. But I really like this color. Actually, I would wear this on its own, and I think it would go under most of my lipsticks, any nude really that you have. So I'm loving this so far. I should have bought more than one. And my final product that I'm going to be doing a first impressions of is this Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in the color Dream Huge. I've seen this on some other people and it looks beautiful, but it does seem like it's a very bright pink. On people that are more tanned, it looks like more of a neutral mauve rosy color, but on me I think it's going to come out as kind of a more strong pink, but it's okay. It's the middle of August, so we can still get away with wearing these bright summer colors. Yep, that's pretty bright. Okay. So my first impressions is it is very bright, kind of like I thought it would be because I am so fair. But the formula feels really nice so far. It feels pretty hydrating, but it is starting to dry down. But it does kind of have a really nice matte finish. And when I swatched this on my hand in Sephora, I swatched several colors of this product, and they all stayed on for a long time. Like I washed my hands, scrubbed it off, and it was still kind of lingering, the pigment. So I have a feeling this will kind of stain your lips a little bit and stay on for a very long time. But I'll check back in with you guys later on all these products. Just a quick update, it's been about an hour since I finished my look, and since then I've made lunch and eaten lunch. And the lipstick did come off a little bit on my glass and on my fork, but it looks perfect still. And I had cheesy pasta and a bunch of water to drink, so the lipstick is holding up great. The foundation is starting to get a little oily because I am oily and it is a warm day today, but it still looks really nice for 1 hour in. So we'll catch up again later. Okay, so I'm home from work and it's been almost 8 hours since I applied the foundation and concealer and lip product, and it's looking great. Yeah, I put this on at around 11:30 this morning. It's now almost 7:30, so almost a full 8 hours of wear. And this Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation boasts for a 15-hour wear, so I think it's looking pretty good. I am oily. You can see here where it's separated a little bit from having sunglasses on, and I'm definitely greasy, but I am oily. But it looks like it held up very well. It's not really separating that much around my chin and my smile lines. It hasn't completely come off my nose or anything. And I am shiny, but I did not touch up at all during the day. Usually I at least blot for oil or do something like that, but I didn't do anything. So I think if I was just going to touch up, this could probably stretch for a few more hours. I'm not going to keep it on for 15 hours because I hardly ever wear makeup that long, but I'm really impressed with how well this held up. The concealer also still looks great. I didn't get any creasing and it still looks pretty bright. Of course it is separated a little bit there where I had my sunglasses on. And the lip product is probably what I'm most happy about. I've had lunch, I've had dinner, I've drank a bunch of water, and the lip product still looks pretty good. It's definitely come off a little bit on the inside and is faded, but overall it looks like I put it on not that long ago, and for it to be 8 hours and 2 meals later, this held up amazingly, and the color is still really bright. So I think it does also stain the lips. I could probably rub this off and it would still have a little color left, but I'm super impressed with all these products. I love the foundation and the lip color especially, so I'll definitely be wearing these more. And also the color didn't oxidize. This was a little dark for me, and it still does look a little dark, but nothing too bad, and it didn't oxidize and turn orange or anything after having it on for that long. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing my first impressions of the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation, the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer, and the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick. I really love how the look turned out, so I'm loving these products so far. And hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this, and if you have combination or oily skin, maybe check out the Studio Skin Foundation, and if you have drier under eyes or you don't have super dark circles you need to cover, check out the Becca concealer, and I think this liquid lipstick would be great for just about anyone. And they had a whole range of colors, I think like 10 or 12, so there's a color in there for everyone. And thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.